Is it possible to beat Pokemon Platinum without ever healing in a Pokemon Center? Today, we're going to find out. There's a few times throughout the game where other trainers forcibly heal your team, but they're mostly few and far between. Is this challenge even doable? Also, if you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting like, comment and subscribe, and hang out in my Discord server, link in the description. Let's go. So I pick my starter, and I decide to go with Turtwig, who I call Tace. He can learn Absorb, which lets us heal up for free without using potions, and he hopefully should be able to get us through the first portion of the game. After the first rival battle where he just uses Leer 5 times, we get healed up, and then I can get started with the challenge. My mum is going to forcibly heal my team again when I go back home 2 minutes later, so I decide to fight some wild Pokemon to get some experience until my health gets too low to carry on. The next time the game heals you isn't until after the first gym, and then the next two are back to back after the 7th gym, so for now I'm on my own. The early game trainers are all pretty easy, and we level up and get absorbed quite soon. The next difficult fight will be against my rival in Jubilife City, where he's got a Starly and a Chimchar, but thankfully they won't have a Fire or Flying move. Before I battle my rival, I fight the trainers on Route 204, which gets me to level 11, and then I use Absorb against a wild Psyduck to get back to full health. Against my rival, his Starly goes for a Growl and a Quick Attack as we take his health into the red. As we're about to take him down, our next tackle misses, which lets him growl again. This means when Chimchar comes out, our tackles do pretty much nothing, and he does what he did last time and uses 6 layers to completely ruin our defense. This lets us tackle his health into the red, but then he goes for a scratch which brings us down to 15 HP. We tackle again and it connects to take him down. There's no more mandatory fights on the way to the first gym, but I do decide to challenge the gym trainers since I can easily take them down with a few absorbs, which gets my health back up and gets me to level 13 where we learn Razor Leaf. Rourke starts with a Geodude and I decide to set up 3 withdraws to boost my defense. He goes for 3 Rock Throws which take Turtwig down to just above half. I go for an Absorb which brings him into the red, and then as Rourke heals, a second Absorb takes him down. Onyx is second, who goes for a Screech to bring us down to +1 defense, as our Absorb takes him below half. A Rock Throw only does a sliver of damage as we absorb again to take him down and get back to full health. Then it's Crenidos who hits a Headbutt which does about 1/4 of our health, and our Razor Leaf does about 3/4 of his. Rourke heals with a potion, but it's not enough and a second Razor Leaf gets the kill. So Rourke's gone down and I haven't even had to use a potion yet. With the first gym defeated, I decide to go and catch my next team member. I get a Bidoof and teach him Rock Smash to head into the basement of Auburn Gate. In Pokemon Platinum, but not Diamond and Pearl or their remakes, there's a 5% chance to find a level 10 Golbat here. I somehow get insanely lucky, and this guy is the first Pokemon I run into. Golbat also has a way lower catch rate than Zubat, but I catch him with my first Pokeball and call him Gottmik. Thank God I didn't waste all my money on Pokeballs. Golbat's a pretty strong Pokemon to have this early on, but the good news isn't over yet. He evolves by having high friendship, so by running around for a while, we can max out his friendship and get a Crobat at level 11. His stats are insane considering we've only just got the first gym badge. And while his best move is 30 base power Astonish, we can go to Floroma Town where we can pick up the Pluck TM. In the Valley Windworks, I catch a few Pachirisus until I get a couple with the ability pickup. This is going to be the best way for us to get some more healing items right now. They can pick up potions, super potions and hyper potions, as well as revives and full heals after battles. And we can sell items like repels and escape ropes to buy more potions. Thanks to Pluck, Crobat can tear through the Galactic Grunts, which gets him to level 13 in time for the Mars fight. I also used a potion to get him to full health before the fight. Her Zubat goes down to 2 Plucks after only doing 6 HP with the bite, and then it's Purugly. She goes for a Fake Out, but since we have inner focus we don't flinch. This lets us go for a Screech, which you can only get by catching a Golbat instead of a Zubat. She scratches, which takes us to 25 HP, and our Pluck does just over half to her. We can also steal her Orange Berry to get back up to 35 HP. After she scratches us back down to 25, we can take her down. With Mars defeated, there's nothing standing between me and Eterna Forest where Cheryl is, who follows you around and heals your team after every battle. I decide to take advantage of this by fighting every trainer on the way to Cheryl, and backtracking to take down all the trainers I missed earlier, so I can get as much money and experience as possible. Along the way, Turtwig gets to level 18 where he evolves into Grottle. Since Cheryl heals you after every battle, I could technically sit and train against wild Pokemon for hours without using up all my power points, but I think that's taking it a little bit too far. So I decide to just do the 2 mandatory battles in the forest before taking Cheryl to the end. Now that we're in Eterna City, I can pick up the experience share and I go and catch a Meditite who I call Miss Fame. And she has a timid nature which lowers attack, so I catch another one with a different nature. I had a full team of 6 when I caught this guy, so he went straight into the PC, which automatically heals him. This presents a bit of an issue because he used a couple of attacks on me while I was catching him, and since the PC automatically heals Pokemon, he's now got those power points back. While that is kind of breaking the rules, since I didn't have to use items to heal him, I'm not too bothered by it since 3 power points on hidden power won't make a difference in the long run. Also, just to clarify, I won't be using the PC to heal anyone in this challenge. Unless it's a Pokemon that I've just caught, I won't be taking anyone out the PC, since it's a free way to heal. Meditite is just going to be holding the experience share for now, but he's going to be very important very soon. Crobat takes care of all of Gardenia's gym trainers, so let's go straight to the gym leader fight. Turtwig just lived a wing attack in the red and sets up a reflect, which makes things go a bit slower, but he's still pretty easy. Then it's Cherem who takes another wing attack at above half health and goes for a leech seed, but a switch in and out of Grottle gets rid of it and wears off the reflect. Cherem only has grass moves, so she hardly hurts us and we finish her off with no issues. Then against Roserade, we pluck her down into the red and eat her citrus berry to get back to full health. She paralyzes us with a stun sport and heals with a super potion, but she also can't do much damage to us and also goes down. The next major fight is against Jupiter and her Skuntank hits really hard. I don't have any great matchups into it, so I take the experience share off Meditite and try and get as many levels as I can on Crobat. Thankfully Grottle still has full PP after being healed by Cheryl, so I can switch train to preserve Crobat's PP. I take down all the trainers around Eterna City, in the forest, and a few of the Galactic Grunts, which gets us from level 21 to 24. And we still have a decent amount of power points left. As soon as we beat Jupiter, our PP issue should be somewhat resolved. Her Zubat goes down with no issues, so then it's Skuntank. I go for a Screech to ruin her defense as she lowers our accuracy with Smokescreen. Our Pluck misses, but thankfully her Night Slash doesn't do too much damage. Once a Pluck hits, it does well over half, so a Wing Attack can finish her off. After that, Cynthia offers me the Togepi egg, and she doesn't actually let me say no. She tells me I need to put a Pokemon in the PC so I can take the egg. Didn't she just hear me complain about the PC? Now that I can leave Eterna City, I backtrack through Auburg Gate, so I don't accidentally run into any trainers on Cycling Road. Here I can head back into the basement and pick up the Brick Break TM, which I teach to Meditite. Then I can head towards Mount Coronet, where Dawn gives me the Versus Seeker. This lets us rematch trainers, which is great for getting money and experience, but it's kind of a waste of power points, since I'll be using up my PP without progressing in the game. I sneak around a few trainers, somewhat successfully, until I get to Hot Home City where I pick up the Shell Bell. I would have liked to have got the Amulet coin as well, but it's in Amity Square and going inside heals your team, so unfortunately I can't get it. But now, the pieces have come into place which will make this challenge a lot easier. I very carefully head back to Route 205, where I can rematch youngster Sebastian who has a Machop. I rematch him with Meditite over and over again, and after using up all my power points, I then use Struggle to take him down. This does 25% of our health in recoil damage, but every 3 battles gives us enough money to buy a potion. Also I still have 2 Pachirisus picking up items for more potions and money. So by giving Crobat the experience share, I can slowly but surely get him experience, without using up all of his power points. I chose to get a Meditite to do this since Meditite and Medicham have relatively low HP stats, which means they won't take as many potions to heal back up. After several hours of training, I've got Meditite to level 28 and Crobat to 29. Meditite's now strong enough to one-hit KO a different trainer's Machop who's level 15, so from this point onwards training goes a tiny bit faster. Once Crobat gets to level 30, I give the experience share to Grottle. He learns Bite at level 22, which should be good in the upcoming Ghost Gym. This doesn't take as long as training Crobat, but it still takes a few hours. I actually got fired from my job recently, and people have been asking me what I've been doing with all my free time. And yeah, I've been doing this. Once Grottle gets to level 30, I head to the next mandatory battle, which is against Fantina. Thanks to our training, Crobat is strong enough to one-hit kill Duskull with a Bite. Miss Magius can live another Bite, and she confuses us, so we need to switch around a bit. After taking a critical hit Shadow Ball, Grottle finishes her off. Then Crobat comes back out to one-hit kill Haunter. Thankfully Fantina gives us some good money, so I can buy more potions to heal up for the next rival fight. He doesn't give us any issues. My only concern here is that Crobat is starting to run low on power points, and he doesn't really learn any good moves by level up, so I need to be careful not to run out. Fortunately, the next section of the game is decently easy. The majority of trainers can be avoided, and the ones that can't can easily be taken down by Meditite with Struggle. Also, they give us enough money now that buying healing items isn't an issue, especially since we have access to Moo Moo Milks, which only cost $200 more than a potion, but they heal 100 health compared to 20. Also, Grottle has been holding the experience share, which gets him to level 32, where he evolves into Torterra and learns Earthquake. Since I've skipped so many trainers, my level advantage is pretty much gone by the time we fight Maylene. Her Meditite tries to flinch us with a fake out, but since we have Inner Focus, we can use our last Wing Attack PP for the one-shot. Machoke is next, who can live a pluck and hit a rock tomb, but we take it pretty well. And the speed drop doesn't even matter since we're still faster and we can take him down. Then it's Lucario, who could have caused issues with Force Palm if it paralysed us, but thankfully it doesn't, so Earthquake is a one-hit kill. On the way to Pastoria City, Meditite gets to level 37 and evolves into Medicham, which means I can use the Heart Scale I picked up from Orberg City to teach him Thunder Punch. This, along with the Drain Punch TM that I got from Maylene, lets us take down Crash Awake really easily. And yeah, that's kind of everything to be honest. At this point in the game, I've got access to enough resources that not being able to heal at Pokemon Centers isn't an issue anymore. Medicham has a massive attack stat, so I can mainly just use Struggle to take down random trainers. And they give us more than enough money to heal our health back. By giving the experience share to my other team members, I can keep them at decently high levels, and if I ever need them to be stronger, I can rematch a few trainers. The only slight issue is that Crobat and Torterra don't have the best matchup into some fights, and their power points are limited, but this can be fixed by picking up a couple new Pokemon. Training my new Pokemon doesn't even take that long, since I can rematch much stronger trainers now. A couple of battles require me to use my other Pokemon, mainly Houndoom, but I mostly just use Medicham to reserve power points. By the time I get to the Cyrus fight and the double battle with Mars and Jupiter, the next forced heal is so soon that I don't need to worry about wasting PP, so for the first time in this whole playthrough I can just play the game normally and click the moves I want to use. After fighting Mars and Jupiter, the game forcibly fully heals my team. The next time this happens is right after we fight Cyrus in about 2 minutes, and then that's it for the rest of the game. This means I can fight Cyrus using whatever moves I want, and then since Medicham is an absurdly high level and has 4 power points, I can use him to sweep through the trainers leading up to and including Volkner. After struggling through the trainers in Victory Road, I've managed to get to the Elite Four, and since my power points are mostly full, after a last bit of training, I can go into the Elite Four and play the rest of the game normally. The biggest surprise in this challenge was honestly how easy it was. Just after the second gym, you can get enough resources to have the whole no Pokemon Center thing not be an issue. All you really need is a little bit of patience to train with Struggle. Also, I could have actually made this way easier for myself. I could have grown leper berries to restore power points, and I could have got them from Wild Clefairy too. I also tried not to use Medicham too much, and I didn't even use any ethers or elixirs. I think a game like Black and White, which doesn't let you rematch trainers, would make this a much harder challenge, since being able to earn money and experience at the same time so easily really trivializes the whole thing. But yeah, that's it from me. If you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting like and subscribe as it really helps out me and my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.